Hello and welcome to this beginner-friendly Pilates class. Today we will stripping back some of the postures to really help you focus on your form and find the foundations of your flow. We're going to start today by coming into a seated position on your mat, and we're going to meet down on our backs, nice and easy. Coming on to your back here, we have got our feet just almost in touching distance of our fingertips. And we're just going to take a couple of little minutes here just to find the body, finding our breath to help us move through our practice. So starting to take a nice deep inhale and a nice deep exhale, feeling yourself just relax down onto your mat. So just giving yourself that moment to enjoy the feedback of the mat here, to carry the weight of your body, just starting to bring your mind into the body, pulling your awareness. Maybe you've not done Pilates for a while, or maybe not ever. Maybe you have a little bit of nerves for class. And just starting to take the awareness out of the thinking mind and just placing it here into the body. One more breath, inhale. And big exhale, sighing out and releasing. From here, we're going to place our hands down onto the floor. You have a slight press of the backs of your arms into your mat. From here, we're aiming to be in a neutral spine, which means that our pelvis is nice and flat. We have this feeling of a little pocket of air underneath your lower back. If you placed your hands onto your pelvis, they should be nice and flat. So finding what that feels like to you. And then from here, can I get you to exhale and begin to flatten down the spine? So the pelvis starts to tilt and you feel the full spine imprint. Remember that little pocket of air? We have now squished that down. Inhale, release. I'll take my hands up so you can see. Exhale, I'm flattening the spine down, taking away that little pocket of air. And inhale, release. Good, let's go one more. Exhale, flatten and release. Now starting to add the spine in, thinking about weight planting through your heels. You exhale, tilt the pelvis, flatten down, and start to peel the hips off of the mat, nice and slow, bone by bone by bone. We come up into our bridge at the top. Now a couple of little things I'm thinking about from my heels, pulling back towards my hips, engaging through the backs of my legs and feeling a stretch through the front of my legs. My tailbone is tucked to lift, but I'm nice and relaxed around about my chin. My ribcage isn't popping open here, and I'm feeling the energy push forward. Then from here, from the top of my body, I start to roll down. Can we hold and then try and release down through the middle spine, and then finally untucking and releasing the pelvis. We go two more. Exhale. You tilt back, slowly peeling up here. Can we make sure we're not gripping through our toes? Find that nice stretch in your bridge and rolling all the way back down. Good, really good to just find that articulation through the spine. Last time, exhale. So important for your Pilates practice to really break apart the spine, not holding it in one position, moving it freely. Release to your neutral spine at the bottom. From here, I'm going to get you to roll onto one side for me. So we're rolling fully on towards our one side. Knees are out and hands are out into a little prayer. You're going to reach your top arm up to the sky here. And then as you exhale, you start to release and open up into your twist. So my knees are still facing the other way. My arms are in this big T-like position and I'm just twisting through the spine. And then I'm going to roll that back through center, nice and slow. And then coming back to your center for the other way. Knees are going over the other way, hands are stretched out in front of you, and then from here we reach that top arm up and nice and slow we open up, bookend stretch here, big breath in, exhale, feel that release, one of my favorite stretches, and then coming all the way back in. From here, coming to lie back down onto your back. Final little bit of work through our warm-up here. We are going to take our feet back to where they were at the start, so we could almost touch them with our fingers, and then we're going to float our arms up towards the sky. From here, As you inhale, can you start to take your hands back behind you? Now notice what happens here through the shoulders. Do you find you get any pinching sensations? And then as you take your hands all the way back to the floor, if we can you feel what happens through the ribcage here? There's this slight popping open. So we're trying to avoid that in our class. So we're going to lift the hands back up just to float them just a little bit off the floor, where you can feel the ribcage dial down. You're still in your neutral spine. And exhale, you take your hands back to the sky. So inhale, we take it back to that point that we've established where we can maintain the control. And then exhale, we pull it back forward. Last time. Inhale, we go back. And exhale forward. This time, can we take our right hand back and stretch the left arm out nice and long? Pull back through center. And this time we swap sides, scissoring through the arms. Left arm goes back. Remember to keep the ribcage nice and heavy. Keep it in your neutral spine, not popping open. Alternate sides here. And last time. Inhale, we reach. Good. From here, hands go back into your center and you're going to sweep them back and take them behind your head. Remember what we just discussed about trying not to pop open the ribcage here? So we're going to think about having our elbows again just slightly lifted so they're not pinned down, but they're equally not into this kind of pulling position at the front. Hands are light behind the head. As you exhale, can we begin to curl the head, neck and shoulders up, looking in towards the knees? Good. Now from here, can you think about your rib cage trying to slide down towards your hips? Your belly button is sinking back in towards the spine, meaning it feels like it's pulling down towards the floor. So I could take my hands away and the body is still doing the work. It's not my hands that are pushing my chin to my chest. Take an inhale and we drop back down. And an exhale curls us back up. Good. We're here for 6 more. Start to find that flow. You exhale and curl. We usually exhale for our effort in our Pilates class, and you inhale lower. Moving with the breath for 5. Inhale. When we curl up, can we take our gaze in between our knees? So we don't want to leave our gaze behind at the ceiling and also not take it towards our belly button here, putting strain on the neck. Here 4. Good. Try and let all that air go as you exhale. Maximize the movement. You'll feel it when you take that even deeper exhale. And 3. Good. Final 2. Exhale. On this last one, I want you to exhale, curl and hold. From here, can you take one hand away, reach it out long in front of you. Opposite hand takes away, you curl up a little bit deeper. The base of our 100 position here. Feeling the shoulders roll back, arms are nice and long. Now from here, can you walk the feet out just ever so slightly in front of you so they're not quite as close. You're going to take your hands behind your thighs. Big breath in to prepare. And as you exhale, I want you to start to walk your hands up your thighs. Walk up, up, up. Good. Meeting me at the top. When we come to the top, can we think about finding this really nice straight spine? Inhale, reach the hands out. And as you exhale, we start to scoop into the tummy muscles and roll the spine down. Again, can you think of that articulation we did at the start of class? Finding that release all the way down. From here, take the hands back behind the thighs. Inhale here. And exhale, you tuck the chin to chest. Think about sinking down and peel up, up, up. Good. And lengthen. We're trying to aim to do this without any momentum. However, sometimes it can be quite difficult if we're new to the practice. So just take your time. One more time. Inhale here. Exhale, curl the head, neck and shoulders up. And we walk, walk, walk. And reach the hands at the top. Good. From here, half rollbacks. Inhale, reaching out. As you exhale this time, can we begin to tuck the pelvis, start to roll the spine away? From here, can we hold in this halfway position? Find that feeling again of your ribcage sliding down towards your hips, and can you try and really focus on that center, holding you here, rather than firing up through the hip flexors? Inhale, stack back through the spine. Exhale. We scoop it back down. Can we think about pressing through the feet? Imagine you're trying to press something away through the lower back here. And inhale, stack up. So I'm not leaving my chest behind and hinging back. I'm thinking about creating this scoop out through the spine, rolling away. And inhale, come back. If it's helpful, I like to think about my pelvis like a wheel. So I have my wheel stationary and then I turn it round and roll away. Good. Belly button pulls back, find that scoop and stack up. Adding a little bit of rotation in for 4 here, you exhale. Scoop it back, and now we're going to take the right hand with us. Reach back, 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 look towards those fingers. Feel that nice stretch through the chest. Come back and inhale, you lengthen. Opposite side. Exhale, you scoop. Again, can we remember to really switch on the core? Can we really switch on that feeling of tucking through so those hip flexors don't ping on? Exhale, we come back. Nice and light through the shoulders here. Send it back, back into center. And up. You've got one more time. Inhale. And an exhale sweeps you back. Hold. Open up. Reach back through center. Then from here, we're going to make our way all the way down. And relax. Good. Relax the shoulders down. From here, I'm going to get you to take a hold of your right leg for me. So just holding behind that right thigh. Can we point the toes here and begin to stretch the leg up towards the ceiling? From here, we want to make sure that we're not shaking. So if we're feeling a bit tight through the hamstrings, we just find a little bend through the knee. So take it to a point that you can maintain, and then we're going to pull the toes back towards your face. You should feel a lovely stretch through the back of the leg, and then from here, bending into the knee. For me, my hamstrings are pretty tight. I've done a little leg workout yesterday, so this feels great. So we're just taking this nice big stretch on this next one. You're going to hold it at the top. Take your hands down by your side. And again, where is a point that you can maintain? So where is the position that you can hold the leg without feeling that kind of tremble? I want you to lengthen through the leg at comfortable points. Now, take a look at your knee for me. We're wanting our knee to face in towards us. Then we're just going to start to take a little bit of rotation through the hips. So I'm going to get you to take your knee now, and can you think about turning it round to face the right? Meaning that you see the inside of your leg and foot, and then turn it back, you can see your knee again. We turn it round, and then come back in. Last time, you turn the knee round, and then pull back in. Now from here, can we go the other direction? Internal rotation, turn it in, back to center. Turn it in. A little bit harder this one. Or maybe you find the other way harder. Everybody's different. Internal rotation and then come back to center. From here, bending into the knee, take a hold of the calf, and I want you to take that left leg out and give it a good stretch here, maybe rocking side to side. Should feel some nice length through the leg here. And then bend into that left knee again. Take the hands back behind your head. From here, can you take your right leg into a tabletop? We're roughly aiming for knee stacking over the hip and foot in line with the knee. My lines always want to pop up, so I dial it back down. And then can we meet in together with the left foot coming into tabletop as well? Again, in that neutral spine here, so we should have that little pocket of air, but if it feels too much at any point, you can bring your knees in a little bit closer. From here, we exhale, curl the head, neck and shoulders up, looking in towards the knees, and then from here we're going to go toe taps. So I'm going to take my right toe towards the floor without changing the shape of my spine. So maybe we're just here, or maybe we can tap all the way. Exhale, pull back in. We've got 5 more to go. Inhale, tap the left, pull back in. 4 more, alternating sides. Remember to keep the head nice and heavy in the hands, not the opposite way. 2 more to go. Inhale, exhale back in. Last time. Exhale back in. Take a hold of your left thigh for me now. Place the right foot on the floor and head comes down. Relax the shoulders. Point through the toe, big stretch. Reach that left leg up. Pull the toes back towards your face and bend the knee. Can we shuffle that right leg a little bit further away so you've got some space? Find that stretch. Pull the toes back. Bend the knee. Last time, you point for me and hold. Hands come back down, take a look at your knee, we aim for it to face us, and then from here we're going to turn the knee to face the left hand side. I can see the inside of my leg. Inhale, come back, and twist. Trying to stay nice and heavy through the spine here, trying to keep in that neutral pelvis. You can always bend the knee if you need. Hold, and then we go the other way. Ooh. Always a little confronting, I think, these kind of postures, where you are and your mobility, and turn. For me, not so much on this side, I think. And then we're going to bend into that knee, and then we've got that lovely stretch now. Holding here. From here, we are going to either come back into our toe taps if that felt good to you. So hands are behind the head, knees are in tabletop, and we're going back in those toe taps. Otherwise, from here, can you take your left hand to your left ankle or calf? Your right hand stays on the knee. Open the elbows nice and wide. You exhale, curl the head, neck, and shoulders up. Hold. Hover that right leg off of the floor. Hold. In for your single leg stretch. We pull the left leg in and then change. Pull, pull, and change. We're going to be here for 6. Lengthening through. Can we think about the knees still coming towards us rather than going off in a little diagonal line? And 4, 3, final 2, final 1. Both knees come in, give yourself a little squeeze, and then head comes back down. If you need to kind of shake the head out, yes or no, just to release any tension, please do. Side series. From here, we're going to turn ourselves round to face me, coming on to whichever side is good for you. And then I want you to shuffle up towards the back of your mat here. And then we're going to take our arm out nice and long, take the head in towards the hands. Thinking about lifting up through the underneath side of your waist here. So whichever side you're on, we think about lifting up, and we're going to send the legs out nice and long here. You're wanting to be on a little bit of a diagonal line with those feet here, just so you've got a little bit of balance. Finding that nice steadiness through the core, and then from here, we're going to point that top leg to lift to a point that feels good to you. Pull the toes back towards your face and lower. Thinking back to when we did those rotations through the hips here, can we have that slight rotation through this top leg? So I'm aiming for my knee to face up towards the ceiling. Point lift, flex lower. And 2. Good. Can we try not to close that underneath side of the waist or the top? And last one. From here we hold, flex the foot, pull it back down just about halfway. You can always flex that underneath foot to get a little bit more stability here. And we can take the top arm down just for a wee bit more support. From here we're going to take that top leg out, kick, kick, point, and lengthen it back. Trying not to dip forward to make space for the leg. Try hold it here. Kick, kick, and point, lengthen back, little squeeze, and kick, kick, point, lengthen back. You've got 3 to go, trying to keep the waist nice and steady. Kick, kick, point, lengthen back. Getting that lovely stretch through the hips for 2. Good. And last one. Kick, kick, point, lengthen back. Try reach, 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 reach. Then from here, dropping that top leg. I'm going to get you to slide up, taking the underneath leg out in front of you, taking the back leg behind. So we're now into this little mermaid position. So my front leg is out in that nice angle and my back leg back behind. I'm going to take one arm down and reach the other arm up for my nice mermaid stretch, my favorite. Back into your center, and we reach the other way. Coming all the way back in. From here, nothing fancy, just turning the legs around, and we'll come to the other side. Side series on your other side. Take yourself all the way down, head is into the hands. Find that lifting sensation through the underneath side of the waist as you take your legs out, nice and long in front of you. Good. Okay, from here, we have the legs out nice and long. They're on that diagonal line. We have that top leg facing the ceiling. Top arm can be down for a little bit of support. And we're going to point to left, flex, and lower. Now, This isn't about a flexibility challenge here in Pilates. It's not about how high we can sweep that leg up. Often we can go a lot further than we think, but we want to keep that integrity through the waist here. So we're not just closing off. I want you to keep everything nice and still through your center. Final time. So my apologies, but my mic has just got out on this little bit, so I'm just doing a little voice over it to continue. So from here, we are holding the leg now at hip height. You're going to flex the foot and kick it forward for 2, and then point to lengthen back. We kick, and point, lengthen back. Continuing here, lengthening out through the leg. You can always flex the underneath foot here to support, and kick, and point, lengthen back. Good. Continuing here. We're taking that kick, and point, lengthen back. Keeping the waist nice and steady here, keeping the press of that foot down, getting that nice stretch through the hip here, and then taking the foot to the floor. Good. From here we bend that underneath leg, and then we're coming into our mermaid position. So find that nice heaviness through the opposite hip. One hand comes down and we stretch it up and over. Enjoy that nice side body stretch here. And then we'll take it the other way, lengthening over. Good. Okay, from here we're placing both hands down in front of us, and we're just going to roll down onto our tummies here. Taking a little minute here, resting on your forearms, giving the hips a little wiggle. We want our feet to be about hip distance apart behind us. A little bit of point through the toes here. And then from here we're calming down, and we're going to have our fingertips roughly in line with our eyes, and our hands are roughly mat distance apart. Settling it, forehead towards the mat. We're taking an inhale to prepare. As we exhale, we start to lift the head, neck and shoulders. Just be careful that we are not lifting the head all the way and straining back. I want you to think about taking your gaze just straight out in front of you, lifting through the pelvic floor here. Lifting through the belly button back to the spine. Hands can be just nice and light onto the mat, and then lowering all the way back down. Good. Couple more like this. Inhale, prepare. Exhale, roll the top of the body. I like to think about this almost like traffic lights. I take my head down to red, and then on an exhale, I lift it through to amber, and then all the way up to green without craning through the neck and compressing the lower part of my spine. Always want to make sure that we feel a lengthening sensation rather than curling. Pressing the hands into the mat now, we're going to push back and take a child's pose. Your hands are going to come back behind you, so we round out through the spine, taking that little opposition stretch. Good. And then from here, coming back into a seated position. When you're ready, we are finishing on class with a couple of little push-ups here. A couple of little press ups. So we're going to take our hands forward, and we're starting in a tabletop position. So nice, just supported position to practice into these press ups. Hands are underneath the shoulders, knees stack over the hips. Can we think about the crease of your elbows shining forward here? And can we think about a little bit of a softness through the elbows? So you're not locking anything out, broadening through the shoulders, back behind. Now, take an inhale, and we start to think about lowering the chest down. Think about brushing your elbows against the rib cage. And then as you exhale, we press up. So we're not taking our elbows out to the side, we're lowering them, trying to brush them against the rib cage, and exhale, pressing up. Good. Take your time. Inhale, we've got one more. And big exhale, pressing all the way up. And we're ready for our stretch. Taking the hands out in front of us. We'll be here for 3 breaths. Inhaling through the nose. And big exhale, release. Well done for showing up in class today. Just taking a moment here to just feel how the body feels at the end of class, reconnecting to the breath. Taking a nice big exhale, we stack the spine, coming into our seated position, where we're going to finish off class, as always, taking a big inhale to gather up some of our energy, and big exhale, taking the hands down towards the heart. Just want to say thank you so much, and my apologies for that little technical issue. I post videos every Thursday, and I will see you on the next one.